Namaste, angels. This is going to be my Pisces full moon reading. It will cover a period of 2 weeks until the Virgo full moon, but anytime that one comes across it, they wish to watch it, I'm sure it'll be fine. We are drawn to things, when it is our time to check them out. So, I just want to go quickly what else will be happening during the same time period. So this reading for the Pisces new moon officially starts tomorrow, or begins tomorrow at 10:32 a.m. is when the new moon in Pisces will occur at 4 degrees Pisces. March 2nd at 2:57 p.m. the quarter moon, 12 degrees Gemini. March 4th at 6:07 a.m. Mercury retrograde enters the sign of Aquarius. Of course, we'll talk about that further in another reading, maybe in the general. March 4th, again at 10:07 p.m., Venus enters Taurus, which she rules at 0 degrees. And then again, March 9th at 1:48 p.m., the full moon in Virgo, 19 degrees Virgo, which is interesting. And also on that same day at 11:49 p.m., Mercury goes direct at 28 degrees Aquarius. So on that note, we're going to get into it. Probably wondering what deck is that is so tall. It is 2 decks. I haven't done this in years, but I was just guided to combine them, and rather than layer or stack them, which is my thing, by the way, and it's just like becoming more and more popular, which is wonderful, but people need to acknowledge that. In any case, rather than to do that, which I've also been doing for years, recorded live or completely live, I would just move to that some of the cards may want to come up within the spread rather than as clarification. So I mixed them all up. I'm going to go ahead and cut them again some more in front of you. And I also have the Romance Angel deck beginning with the energy of wedding. I have a bunch of clients who are getting married or moving in together or both. So a couple just recently bought a home together. They are getting married. It's moved to May now. I have another couple that is getting married in April. I met them both on the internet separately, like a year or two before they started dating. They're getting married. Another client of mine, like one of my first viewers' clients, she's getting married on my son's birthday, which is also the feast day of the Queenship of Mary, which recognizes the fact that she has a son. So that's always been a special day for me. Since it's my son's birthday, recognizes the special day that I have a son. That's 8/22. So yeah, I just off the top of my head. Oh, I have another one that's getting married on my niece's birthday, which is also my ex's birthday, September 19th. So yeah, I got a bunch of clients that are getting married, and maybe there'll be more of us, more of you, coming into some sort of union. You don't have to necessarily be following a, tradition of a European contractual agreement. Maybe you want to do something else, or maybe you want to do that. No judgment from me in any case. So yeah, we'll just make a few piles of these and get started. This is just to mix them up some more. I normally cut in 6. I didn't even count how many piles I had here just now. We're just randomly mixing up all these cards that we have. Page of Air. Flipped itself over, wants to be seen. This card could be representative of the planet Mercury. I probably will call this video something like Moon, Sun, and Mercury retrograde in Pisces, because isn't that a hell of a lot to be going on? So, of course, this is representative of the Mercury energy. Mercury, the ruler of Gemini and Virgo. And also this card representative of the signs of Aquarius and Libra, or, anyone likened to these traits or attributes. Could be Venus too. Pages bring news. This one brings some sort of information. This new moon can bring us information, things that have been, hidden or in the dark. Also, the air signs, winter signs, sword signs, whatever you want to call them, about logic and thought and communication. The Pisces energy is all about dreaming. So that's thought, dreaming, goals, ideas, having a lot of them with the new moon, right? New moons are about new beginnings. As is the sun. The sun shining on something, bringing us information, clarity, illuminating things. So just leave this out for everybody. All right, what did we end up with? Unity. So unity is actually the Hierophant in the traditional tarot, which represents the sign of Taurus, where again, Venus will be entering during this period. So without further delay, this spread is for singles, couples, it's complicated, whatever you are, applies to everybody. So it's divine being or couple. So this can be an individual or it can represent your coupling, however you want to look at it. Recent past, near future. Are we in frame? I can move that if we're not. Okay, I think that's better. Masculine's higher self. Blocks to individual or shared progress. What the feminine can do to help herself. So we'll move up a little bit more. Also, I turned my light away. The orbs were dancing all over the place. Hopefully they stuck around for you guys to see too. With the masculine kink, I know people have been asking me, where are all the orbs? I made it so bright in here that they don't get picked up really by the camera. So anyway, I turned it away this time. What the universe would have each or both of us do and even wants to help us with, I'll put it here. I'll put it here. That's what I'll do. Right underneath my queen thing. Even wants to help us with, but we have to first affirm because we have free will and the outcome. So again, the overall energy was unity, which is the Hierophant. It can very much be about weddings, other contractual agreements, commitments, higher institutions or authorities, dealings with government agencies, things like college, school, learning some sort of vocation. So, divine being or couple. Very nice. The Prince of Spring, passionate, charismatic, confident, and restless. An opportunity arises that needs your attention right away. Moving quickly is important, yet there is nothing that you can't handle if you follow your own inner guidance. The Prince of Spring or Knight of Wands is an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. The Knights are about action, whereas I said the pages are about bringing news and information. The Knights are about action. So this is an action card. It can be about travel, maybe specifically business travel for some your job is sending you somewhere. Also, this is like the knight in shining armor for me. The Knight of Wands, more so than any of the other knights. This is the one that saves the day. You know, he runs in, he picks up the princess, he throws her on the back of his horse, he keeps on going, and everything is wonderful after that. You know, and because he is that kind of person that sort of moves through an energy, like solves the day and then gets out of the way, this can be somebody that comes into your life or back into your life, maybe for a short period, temporary time, like they blow with the wind. They'll be gone soon after they, you know, add some sort of joy to your situation, bring you some sort of opportunity. Of course, not every fire sign that enters our life leaves. You know, some of them do stay, but they can be just in a situation that just gets handled, or again, an opportunity that gets presented, and then the energy that was so intense around you and passion and everything, that dissipates. Okay, they didn't stay at that level. This Knight of Wands can also be representative of the energy of Jupiter or Mars, which rules the signs of Aries and also Scorpio. Recent past, the Wheel. This is more Jupiter. Major Arcana card 10, the Wheel. A time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward and fortune is on your side. So something that was stuck in your life perhaps recently having gotten unstuck, or during this period. That will be what happens. Maybe when Mercury moves from Pisces to Aquarius, it'll be more freeing, perhaps. It'll move a little bit, more freely about the cabin, and that'll be when something changes. Also, this card connected to the energy of Taurus, as well as Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, the fixed signs. But represents the planet Jupiter and the sign of Sagittarius most directly, which it rules. So for some of you, this could mean like an abundance came into your life. It was maybe a fire sign person that added some sort of value, happiness, joy, positivity, positive energy. It brought something to you. Near future, rather. The Tower. Major Arcana card 16, the Tower. Important changes are coming to your life that will require you to take action. Don't hesitate to move in new directions that you know are right for you. This can have something to do with a home, an actual tower, a structure, a building, and maybe, again, your job. Maybe you got a new job. Maybe you've been asked to relocate, or maybe you didn't have work at all. That's the sudden positive change. An opportunity came your way. Or again, this can happen to you over the course of the next couple weeks. Maybe an opportunity for a new home, for a move, the purchase of a home, the sale of a home. Again, possibly moving. That could be what the travel is about. If not, this can be a sudden positive change too. It sits here underneath the wheel. This can just be more just sudden energy where something had been stuck. All of a sudden, energy is moving. If you're not moving, the energy around you may be what's moving. Masculine's higher self. Two of air. Some sort of choice to make. And usually for me, not only are we not making the choice, right? The Two of Air or Swords is a card of inactivity, right? We're not doing anything. We do need to act, but we're not doing anything in the meantime. And for me, typically, not only are we not doing anything, the reason we're hesitant to decide is because we know that the thing we want to choose, that some energy or entity or some people aren't with that. So we're worried about what they're going to say, how they're going to feel. Maybe we're trying to preserve somebody else's feelings, or we're ashamed. We don't want to disappoint somebody else with what we want to do. Mom and dad want me to be a doctor. I want to be a rock star. It can be that sort of thing. Two of Swords can have to do with bisexuality and stuff too, or maybe other LGBTQ. So again, what are people going to think if I'm, one moment I'm married and then all of a sudden here comes the Tower. I'm coming out, right? What are people going to think about that? If I want to be with the same sex when I've been living as a heterosexual, it could be that sort of thing also. Blocks to individual or shared progress, aside from the fact that there is a decision that has to be made or that we're awaiting that someone is avoidant of. The Eight of Spring. So something's going on behind the scenes, even if we're not taking action. Some movement is still happening that we're not in control of. The universe is in control of it. Eights are connected to karma and to, universal energy. This is also a card of communication. So that could have been what was stuck, right? Maybe we weren't talking, or maybe we weren't, saying what needed to be said, weren't making a decision. All of a sudden, boom. But right now it's in the position of the blocks. So the fact that this is not happening, that something, again, is not moving necessarily the way we need it to behind the scenes, or communication is not happening, is the block. You've been presented with many wonderful opportunities all at once. While this may feel very stressful, remember to be grateful for the blessings that heaven sends you. So what the feminine can do to help herself tends to be with relation to the block. And it is the Knight of Air. So she's got a decision to make too, or that she's awaiting. It can be saying like, well, despite this block, like I got to get moving, or maybe I'll be the one to speak up. If you're not speaking up, I'll take the action. Remember, knights take action. I'll make the decision. You can't make one. I'll choose for you. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options so you can come up with creative solutions. The Knight of Air is intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. Also, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And don't forget, we got this page that leapt out. So maybe some information that becomes available can help us to make a decision too. What the masculine can do to help himself is stop with the, oh, woe is me, and the indecisiveness and, being doubtful and pessimistic about his options. Your responsibilities also may distract you from noticing all the gifts that God is presenting to you. You got all this wonderful energy here, but you got to take some sort of action yourself. Be open to investigating opportunities that come your way. Here's the opportunity. But here you are indecisive, crossing it. What the universe would have each of us or both of us do, and even wants to help us with, but we have to first affirm because we have free will, is the King of Air. Y'all saw me shuffle all this stuff, but here's all the Mercurian energy coming out. Intelligent, impartial, respected, and unemotional. At this time, it's very important that you communicate clearly, be objective and unemotional, and act as professionally as possible. If you need advice, seek out the most experienced expert that you can find. The King of Air or Winter for me, or Swords, is often some sort of expert, a professional, a judge, a lawyer. Actually, I'm picking up something maybe connected to the travel and the fact that something's not happening again behind the scenes the way we needed to, something stuck. Again, we can count on some sort of movement, but it may have to do with like a travel, like a visa, somebody's passport, visa, like a work visa, maybe. Something has to happen with it for you to be able to continue to move forward, to move, maybe literally. K1 visa, a wedding. You need to get married, or you want to get married. You have to, the visa could expire. So somebody you may have to hire a lawyer. You may have to get some sort of help with that situation, or even if it's a matter of a passport, you may need to enlist somebody that can help you to expedite it, or go to an embassy or something like that. Of course, that's not for everybody, but I was just picking up something, again, having to do with legality and potentially travel and maybe marriage or some sort of commitment or contract. Could be a work thing too. And the outcome here. Two of Earth. Too much going on at once. There's a need to make a decision. Yeah. Consider a more playful approach. Well, that's positive and connected to the energy of Pisces as well. Pisces is a very playful energy. The Page of Cups or water, which tends to represent Pisces most directly for me, being like the mutable sign. When that shows up, is about like reminding us to be playful and silly and not take the world too seriously. Sometimes the Two of Pentacles, which is our outcome, can be about like working too many jobs or too many hours or having too many responsibilities and needing to sort of get our life organized. For me, it can also be representative of deja vu from hell, which some of us may be going through, again, with this inactivity and, somebody not moving and not taking initiative. Looks like mainly the masculine. Like, how do we keep ending up here? We're not 2 steps forward and 2 steps back. We're not making any progress, or we continue to revisit the same situations and, again, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. The definition of insanity. So we got to make some sort of change. I will pull a card to clarify the Tower and the Two of Earth further. I like to use the upright cards for my clarification. So this one will go for the Tower. And it is the King of Summer. Warm-hearted, devoted, loving, and faithful. A trustworthy person or relationship enters your life. You may receive wise and compassionate advice from someone who speaks directly from the heart. So you could get like the assistance, for example, of a professional. I told some of y'all in one of the readings I did recently about how a lawyer talked to me for a half hour. Normally he bills $700 an hour. So basically I got $350 worth of free advice from him. It can be something like that, like somebody who's who's genuinely giving to you. That can be help you to have some sort of revelation. The tower can be about revelations. Also, this can be about love that comes in very, very suddenly for you. Very unexpected. If something attached to like a K1 visa, you don't have much time. It's like 60 days, 90 days, something like that. Oh yeah, 90. There's a show about it, right? There's a show about people rushing to get married. So I think that show is called 90 Days. So yeah, it's probably 90 days. So there's that. Also, it could be connected with a job. Again, it's the job you love, or you're very emotional and happy about an opportunity to move, or of course about a new home or something, or about the sale of your own that's going to help you to be abundant. And this Two of Earth, in that case, probably having more to do with, just decisions in your life, financial decisions or earthly decisions about what you're going to do. But let's see. Then, so this next card is not upright. I'll use it for advice, as a matter of fact, for the masculine. This one also upside down. So some advice for the feminine. We'll do. Oh, okay. All right. No more advice. Let's see. Okay. Here's the next upright card. It is the Seven of Summer. You know what this card means? That somebody has to make a decision. They have a lot of choices. So sometimes the angels, they like to play. My guides, they like to play. They give me a card where I'm trying to clarify what a decision may be about, or, what a decision may be about or involve with the fact that a decision has to be made. So both of these cards mean a decision has to be made. That's not clarification. That's not the clarification I was looking for. It's time to stop procrastinating. Whatever your situation is, whatever the decision is about, it's time to stop procrastinating and to make a decision so that you can move. You can move forward with a priority. Something is important. If you need to do more research, then do so, but don't overthink the situation. Listen to your heart. So you're supposed to just you can put some thought into it. They're not, talking you out of that. But it's also okay if you sort of throw caution to the wind and do what your heart says to do. Maybe, again, getting married suddenly, maybe within 90 days, or taking a job and moving across, to the other side of the world. It's a big major travel move, or buying a new home, or selling your home. Now, funny enough, the Seven of Summer for me, well, although not a court card, I've said this many times to you guys before, so, I'm sure those of you who watch me regularly, although not a court card, it does represent the sign of Pisces for me. It is sort of has a Page of Cups feel to it. So it's funny that I was talking about the Page of Cups. In terms of relationship, it can be about one night stands for me. So maybe that's like throwing caution to the wind and spending time with somebody, and maybe you meet somebody and it's you that had been stuck, right? You had no dating life, that was stuck. All of a sudden this option comes in. It's this person that comes out of nowhere, and from the first day it seems like the right thing. It seems good. And what are you going to do? Because you don't usually do that. You don't usually, but some people know right away. Like this is the person I'm going to marry, or that person that I want to be with, or whatever it is. So that can definitely be coming up for somebody too, as a one night stand turning into, an actual longer situation, and perhaps even marriage and children and heart to heart conversations. So maybe this leads to the other stuff. Those were upright there. So I'll put these back. We won't look at our advice yet. Let's do the romance cards. I started to leave these laying here, but obviously changed my mind about it real quick as I was talking to y'all. I'm just going to put these here on top of Unity. So we'll remember that Unity was our overall energy. Again, it is the Hierophant in the traditional tarot. It does represent the sign of Taurus and is a card of marriage or other commitments. So entering commitment, a deepening of commitment, and I didn't notice before, but I'm noticing now, so I'm going to share with you. Right underneath it is another Two of Autumn, or Two of Earth, or Two of Pentacles, which was our outcome here. You may be under stress because of multiple jobs or too many responsibilities for one person to manage. It's important to balance your work and your personal life and to bring a spirit of fun to all you do. That can be what somebody's going through too. Somebody might meet somebody at their job, or they're connected to their job, so maybe that's why they're having difficulty making a decision as to what to do. That's a possibility. One night stand can even happen with somebody from the job. And also somebody who is single may find themselves in a position like, I got to figure out how, I got to decide how I'm going to make space in my life for a person, you know, because you meet somebody King of Cups-ish and you want to change the fact that you're single. All right. Oh, I didn't put the Hierophant back. He goes here. So with the romance angels, again, wedding, this situation involves marriage right here in the top. And I just revealed that also up right behind it is children. Your love life is being affected by children. And heart-to-heart conversations, honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Sometimes for me, the children, the next card is upside down. The children representing similar to the new moon, like new energy, new ideas, fresh starts, something that we can build, something that we can grow. We are fertile with ideas, and creativity in this period of time can be what that represents for me. So I just want to do 8 cards because I want to do break it down by the elements and the masculine and feminine. So this will be fire masculine and fire feminine. I may have to do it this way rather than boxes. So move the advice. Fire, earth, earth, masculine, earth, feminine, air, air, masculine, air, feminine, water, masculine, water, feminine, with an overall energy of wedding, we'll all recall. Okay, so fire masculine, your romance card for this period of the new moon in Pisces is release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Now, for me, release your ex has many meanings. Some of you may say, but I don't have an ex I'm holding on to. You may not. Release your ex can be you living and or loving or doing whatever it is you want to do or feel to do the way you want to do it. It can be connected, masculine, to your Two of Swords. Remember I said that is sort of being afraid to make a decision because of what other people are going to think or say. And release your ex can be, for me, and this is from day one, the time I picked up the card, it reminded me of St. Andrew, which you might not know the story of St. Andrew. I will tell you very quickly. St. Andrew was a martyr. When he was being put to death, he was going to be put to death on a cross like Jesus, who he served, right? He was a Christian, the early Christian. So not like what we have as Christians today, but Jesus's original followers. And he said, I don't deserve to die like Jesus. Don't put me on a cross. I don't want to be on a cross. Put me on an X. So he decided himself how he was going to die or how he wanted to die. So this is about like living, dying, and everything in between on your terms, the way you want to do it. So if that includes LGBTQ, IA, or other letters, that's your business. If that is some other thing that you're worried, if because you want to be a drummer and your mom wanted you to be a doctor, that is your business. This is you living in, how you want to live. If you were raised in some sort of maybe Catholic religion, where they believe in saints like Andrew, and so you're in you were in a marriage maybe, and you have children, and so you figure that's why you can't have an honest conversation with your mate that it's over because you're not supposed to get divorced. it's your business if you want to get divorced or, have your marriage annulled or whatever it is you feel you need to do. So all of those things are possible. Feminine fire. Past life relationship. You have known each other before. Now, this can mean more than one thing too. Obviously it has to do with soulmates, but there's many different types of soulmates. So for some, you could have some sort of involvement with, what's commonly come to be known. It's not correct, but it's common now as a karmic soulmate. The reason I say it's incorrect is because all connections and so karmic just means like of the universe and containing a lesson. So it has nothing to do with like the soulmate that we don't like or that's negative or bad or whatever, but it's come to be like a derogatory term. So this past life relationship could be talking about somebody like that, right? Or it can be talking about a potential, life partner for you. It will depend on your situation. We might get some more information, maybe some more specifics. The earth sign masculine. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Actually, that's one of the meanings of release your ex that I forgot to talk about, and can be connected to the page of air. Maybe that's why it fell over. Maybe it's like, hey, remember me over here? Communication, saying what needs to be said, right? Saying what you mean and meaning what you say is a trait of air signs, particularly the page or that of Gemini. Like I said, I connect the pages to the mutable signs. Saying what you meaning what you say is what we do. One of the things we do best. So this release your ex for the fire signs, it can also be about expressing your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Or expressing some other thing you need to say. Like I said, even separation or divorce from a partner that is not fitting of you. Earth sign, feminine, especially, I'm jumping back over here, but especially like if you're a Cuspian or you have the fire and the earth, then I would say definitely this can be about your communication and also taking into consideration, again, this page of air. Feminine earth signs. Let go of control issues and allow this situation to unfold naturally. So this can be you trying to keep yourself from a relationship when the universe is pushing you that way, or for you trying to hold on to some relationship that's not meant for you. It's not going your way and you still keep trying to grip it. That's a possibility. Or, sometimes there is a person that we are with the right person, but we're not at the right speed. And we're trying to speed things up where they shouldn't be, or slow things down where they shouldn't be. Just go with the flow, not fighting against the current. And masculine air signs. Flirt. Okay, this is one of the things Geminis do best too. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Feminine air signs. My fellow Geminis and Aquarians, as well as Libras. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So this is about the law of attraction. And if you're wanting to draw love into your life, then the way you're going to do that is through the law of attraction and by, putting that sort of positive and love energy out, and it's going to come back to you. Like be love yourself, exude love, and it will come back to you. Masculine water signs. Ooh, unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So it could be come at face value, and maybe you need to release your ex or release the person that you're with because the relationship is going nowhere fast. For some, or I also read this card, and I always have from the day I got this deck, imbalance. There's some sort of imbalance. Like the King of Cups that just showed up a moment ago, he represents balanced masculine and feminine energies. Our inner masculine and feminine. But especially if you guys are in a place of indecision, your energies, your inner masculine and feminine may be imbalanced, or you may be having some sort of imbalance with your, feminine counterpart if it's another person, or both, right? You could have a whole bunch of stuff going on. You're all twisted inside, and your relationships are going wacky, maybe because of Mercury retrograde, especially if you're a Pisces, right? Gemini, Pisces, and Virgo, the most affected. However they're affected, the most affected by this retrograde. And then I guess later on down the line, Aquarius will join that party when Mercury enters there. I will pull another card for those people. And feminine water signs. Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. This is your card during the period. All right, so we do have the next upright card here. I will use it to clarify the masculine's unrequited love. New love. So yeah, for some of you, it is very literal that there's a relationship that you need to leave alone and one that you need to address. Now, this new love can also be an old love. It can be past life relationship, especially since your card is sitting here right next to this. It can be somebody from your past. Mercury has a way of bringing exes back or making us want to seek out our exes. And an old love can become a new love. But it's possible for some of you that the current person that you're with, not meant for you, you're not meant for them. And you know that. You've seen the writing on the wall, but perhaps you are prevented from getting out of it because there's a commitment, including up to even marriage and children that are involved. So you don't know what to do. New love. Let's clarify the feminine's past life relationship too. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. And what does this card say? You have known each other before. You've met each other before. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So definitely some soulmate relationships potential for feminine here, especially feminine fire signs. And any more clarification? Let's do the release your ex also. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So whether it is about you speaking up for yourself or living and loving how you choose, or about really letting go of either a physical current partner or physical ex that you've been dealing with, or the cords of attachment to that person because you've been holding on to their memory or their ghost or something, this can apply, right? This can apply to anybody, this forgiving and learning. So advice for my moon reading here. And I've got more readings coming up for you guys this weekend. I've got the general reading. I've got the love reading. This is moon reading, love advice. In general, for the masculine, whatever element or sign you are, worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Divine timing can be tomorrow, later on tonight, or it can be next year. You know what I'm saying? And then some. It means just exactly what it says. It's up to the universe, up to God. Feminine, retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Some of us may be needing to do this with a partner, to travel. Maybe even, again, traveling to get married. That energy was definitely coming up. Maybe it was about destination weddings too. Could be that. And this trust card, so maybe some weddings coming up specifically for water sign females too. Because this trust card, they're also wearing wedding attire. I just looked down and noticed that. And fire sign females as well. This could be the one. They're wearing wedding attire too. So yeah, you could need to get away and do some introspection yourself, or you need to go away as a couple, or this can be about destination weddings as well. It's a very earth sign, and maybe particularly Virgo card for me. So just adding that. Speaking of Virgo, from the Angel Tarot to the masculine, the Page of Earth. who is scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful, as well as a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging and maybe even a new area of study. This can be literal. And again, the Hierophant, which was our other overall energy, can also be literal. So maybe you're wanting to go back to school, you're figuring out how I can work school and a relationship together. Maybe there's a potential to meet somebody at school. There's all kinds of things. Or school doesn't have to be literal. School can be, right. You know, they say experience is the best teacher. This could be you experiencing something new in your life, right? New beginning somewhere, a brand new path that you're walking, you never walked before. That can be the experience. The school of hard knocks, you know. Those are also possibilities. And maybe you're getting some finances or material abundance that you need to help you along the way with your love life. Again, some it seems getting married, moving into new homes and those sort of things, or needing to travel or wanting to travel, maybe either to visit each other or to, you know, for whatever reason. Feminine, speaking of having what we need to be able to do that, you're worried about not having what you need. You're worried about lack. Also in connection to love and relationship, for me, the Five of Autumn or Pentacles or Earth, whatever you want to call it, is also about those emotional worries about lack, like fear of abandonment, fear of commitment, fear of rejection, you know, fear of change, fear of success, sometimes even in the future. Mommy issues, daddy issues come up for me with the Page of Earth. It's about needing to change your mindset to get it out of, you know, off of negativity and onto the positive. Focusing upon the negative or worrying about money or your career can block your progress. Because your trust and faith are at a low point right now, it's not the best time to start your own business or to become self-employed. Or we're going to, you know, apply it to relationships. We saw the Two of Pentacles twice. Two of Pentacles in terms of love can definitely be about, especially if you're single, for example, that you are sort of married to your work, and you know, that could be attached to a fear of commitment. So you're like, let me bury myself in my work instead, or a fear of taking on relationships. If you're already in a relationship and you're having this sort of Five of Pentacles come up, it can be because of movement forward. Sometimes we get scared, you know, something like wedding or whatever. What if, you know, he doesn't love me enough, or she doesn't love me enough? What if, you know, they don't want to marry me? What if we get married and I ruin it? I blow it. I suck at relationships. All this kind of stuff is what the Five of Autumn can be. And with, again, in consideration of the two twos of Pentacles that we saw, for coupled relationships, similarly, it can be about we're not getting in enough time together because, you know, one or both of us is too much focus on work or money or worrying about that, you know, so stressed out, or, you know, you take the fun out of everything because you just want to go out for the night and you're talking about, you know, money and whatnot. And now I don't want to go even because it's, you know, you ruin the mood. It can be that thing, that sort of thing. So, you know, watch that. Masculine, rather. From the Angel Tarot, the Ten of Water, Ten of Cups, a contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met and you have trustworthy relationships. So contrarily, the masculine not thinking about this and more so focused on, you know, his emotions and feelings and relationships and being happy and working things out with folks. Also, the Ten of Cups or Water, specifically as it relates to love and you know, reading tarot, can mean that we're worried about, you know, someone in our life or our relationships in general, and there's absolutely no need. Like if you have been worrying about it, there's no need. When the Ten of Cups shows up to you know, sort of quell those feelings and let you know that everything is okay, even if it doesn't look like it. So during a period of like Mercury retrograde and, you know, with moon confusion, Piscean energy, Neptune, which can be very, very confusing. You don't know what's real. You don't know what's, you know, fake and fantasy or imagination. So, you know, if you're not sure like what the emotions are, what the energies are between you and your partner, this is telling you it's fine. So, you know, no need to Definitely don't jump to presumptions. You got to be very, very careful with Piscean energy and becoming presumptuous. If you do have something that you must, know, don't, sort of overthink it and decide it in your head. Talk to your partner. You need to have that honest, heart-to-heart conversation, that, like the card that came up, to find out what's really going on. And lastly, for the feminine, King of Autumn, inspiring, dramatic, ambitious, and wise. Now's your moment to step up to a leadership role. Don't back away from the spotlight, as your plans will be successful as long as you stay focused upon the big picture. And I think that this is to give you your confidence back. Those of you who are afraid of moving forward toward a new beginning that the new moon is giving you, it's saying you can do this. You got this. And for some of you, it may be specifically, connected to a fire sign female who's feeling this way, and maybe even more specifically a Leo female with this lion here. The King of Spring is indeed an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. In some cases, it can be talking about our masculine, the King of Spring, also or King of Wands, really, the quintessential divine masculine of the tarot. And I like how there's an actual new moon in this picture. So I think it's very much about the new beginnings and the confidence that you should have in starting them. Hope you guys have enjoyed my moon reading. I will be back, like I said, with a general and a love reading for the week, as well as I may post some of the client readings. If you would like your own private reading, or merchandise, or energy healing. A lot of you are getting energy healing. I've been so exhausted, but we'll talk about that another time. I'm not complaining. I'm, happy to do them. And I'm happy to see everybody like jumping in and pitching in and literally pitching in and donating and praying for each other. It's wonderful. So thank you. Keep that up. Any information for anything you may like from me, again, readings, energy healing, merchandise, just to be my friend or, a follower, or for me to follow you on social media, will be in the description box below. Namaste.